or praise. They are compliments or words of encouragement or praise. We can give words of affirmation to our mates by recognizing them when they do a good job. So in other words, if your wife cooks very well, words of affirmation says that let her know, honey, your food was so nice. Your food tasted so well. I loved your jollof rice. I loved your motuo. I loved your fufu elai soup. I loved your kokonte and granola soup. I know I'm making some people hungry. So that is words of affirmation. You tell them when they do something very good. When your spouse pays the school fees, words of affirmation says that, say thank you. Thank you, honey, for paying the school fees of the children. Words of affirmation. And one thing I need to study, whether there's similarity between temperaments and the 5 love languages. For cholerics, when the choleric does a good thing, one thing that keeps the choleric going is that you need to affirm them. You need to let them know. You need to tell them that what they did was good. And I don't know, but it's one research I need to do, whether all cholerics have words of affirmation as their love language. So just like the choleric is, when they do something good, they expect you to talk about it. In the same way, when somebody's love language is words of affirmation, they want you to tell them. And as you tell them, they feel very loved. And they feel that you love them. I know that one of the love languages of my husband is words of affirmation. So anytime he preaches and he preaches good, anytime he preaches and he preaches well, I tell him, honey, as for today, your message really blessed me. And I know that anytime he says it, he feels, anytime I say it, he feels very loved. Words of affirmation, you are looking beautiful. Words of affirmation, you are looking very intelligent. Hey, you are very intelligent. Words of affirmation, you look very good in your blue dress. You look very sharp in your black suit. I love you. My darling, even adding a voice note or writing a note goes a long way. Sending a voice note and say, honey, I miss you. I can't wait to see you this evening. Words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. Oh, when you were going to work and I saw you, you looked so sharp. I am sure all the ladies will be staring at you at work, my darling. There is no way when you say this to him in the morning, that when he goes to work, he will be thinking about another woman at work. He won't. Words of affirmation. People whose love language is words of affirmation want to hear you tell them all the time. You can't say to them a month ago, I said it. So you are waiting for the next 3 months to say, I love you. There was a woman who said to the husband, honey, ever since we got married, you've never said to me, I love you before. Then the man said, I said it, remember, on our wedding day. Meanwhile, they've been married 8 years ago. I said it on our wedding day. When I said it, your pastor was there. Your parents were there. Your friends and your colleagues were there. All the people who came to our wedding as witnesses are there. I haven't changed my mind. What I said is still the same. Anytime I change my mind, I will let you know. My darling, this is not words of affirmation. For someone whose love language is words of affirmation, verbal compliments, words of appreciation, and words of encouragement are powerful communicators of love. For such people, there is nothing like action speaks louder than words. I know people who will say, oh, my action speaks louder. My darling, for people whose love language are words of affirmation, they want to hear you say it all the time. Some people are more receptive than others to hear both positive and negative words from those whose opinions they cherish. So in other words, for some people, when you say the positive things, they feel it more than others. There are some people, when you say I love you, well, it's okay, but whether you say it or not, they are fine. There are some people, when you tell them they look beautiful, whether you say it or not, they are okay. There are some people, when you tell them your food was nice, whether you say it or not, they are okay. But there are some others, when you tell them that I love you, that I love you goes a long way. For them, while encouraging words makes them flourish, according to Chapman, people with this love language, negative, critical, abusive words can tear them down. So in the same way, when you say good things to them, encouraging things to them, positive things to them, the same way it makes them flourish, the same way it makes them blush, the same way it makes them feel good, the same way it makes them feel good, the same way it makes them feel loved. When you say nasty things to them, when you say negative things to them, when you say hurting things to them, when you say demeaning things to them, when you say abusive things to them, when you pour out curses upon them, it breaks them down and it tears them down. For such people, insults and curses can leave them shattered. They are not easily forgotten and they are not easily forgiven. So you can imagine somebody who is a melancholy. And when I was treating temperaments, I said that with melancholies, they are very, very particular about the things you say to them. If you say nasty things to a melancholy, it stays there. They keep those things for years. I don't know if I mentioned it when I handled temperaments. I handled a lady who kept getting tummy aches. And it was like ulcer. She went to the hospital, several times. Every time she went to the hospital with the same things, with the same issue, with the same complaint. Then one day the doctor said, no, this is not about ulcer. This is not about tummy ache. I think this is more psychological than anything else. So the doctor referred her to a psychologist. Through handling her, the psychologist realized that when the child was a kid, the mother unknowingly said to the child, go and brush your teeth. Your mouth is always smelling. This child kept it there in her subconscious. Grew up with it. I mean, this thing happened when the lady was a child. Grew up with it. Finally, the thing became serious. Moved from just your mouth smelling to a tummy ache. It took a psychologist to be able to bring out that it wasn't a tummy ache, but it was something psychological. So you can imagine if you have a melancholy whose love language is where is this? What they didn't know was that his love language was words of affirmation. A healthy looking boy now enters into university and gets depression. And the parents didn't understand their contribution towards the boy getting depressed. As I talk to you now, the guy is on depression medication. Something the parent said. So what do you do as a parent to a child whose love language is words of affirmation? Even if the child is naughty. Oh, I know you, my son. Oh, this is a season in your life. It's a phase in your life. Oh, you are not doing well today. Oh, I know you are great. I know you'll be great. I know you are intelligent. I know you will do well. Oh, and I know a parent, I'm not telling you stories, that kept telling somebody who was always the last in class. He was always the 40th person in class. The parents kept saying, you will do well. You will do well. You will excel. You will do well. You will excel. You will do well. You will excel. From the 40th position, the person got to 38th position, 36th position, the 20th position. Shall I means that the person is a dense student. He doesn't do well. All of a sudden, when you are calling first to 10th most intelligent people in the class, the boy will be part of it. I also handled a girl. This is maybe about 10 years ago. I met the lady in Cornell University. She wasn't intelligent. She wasn't intelligent. She wasn't intelligent.